Love, there's so many things I gotta tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. 'Cause there's a possibility that you'll look at me differently, love. Ever since the first moment I spoke your name, from then on I knew that by you being in my life, things were destined to change. 'Cause love, so many people use your name in vain. Good morning, everyone. This is your man. I'm back at it again, bright and early in the morning. I ain't even have breakfast yet. That's that Ralph. All right, Ralph, I hear you out there. Um, Today I want to talk about. Wait, hold up. Time out. I'm getting too ahead of myself. Happens sometimes. Happens sometimes. Sometimes you put your pants on first before you put your socks on. Then I understand. It's your man Emil Burgess, aka A Phenomenon 13, aka Infinite Being, uniquely united with all the deep divers, the deep thinkers, the people out there that's going through everything, the people out there who's going through nothing throughout the whole galaxy. Today I come to you with a service announcement. Vulnerability, one of the hardest human traits to overcome. We all been through something in life that we don't talk to people about, that we don't like to share because we're afraid of what family may think, what our friends may think, sometimes even what strangers may think. And it's hard. It's hard being vulnerable because you feel weak. You feel that somebody may step on the last bit of strength you hold to yourself. But as I'm learning from other people who have experienced these things and are sharing these days, they say that being vulnerable and sharing your story is one of the most freeing things in the world. So today, with the help of God and everybody near me, I'm gonna be as truthful and honest with you about my story as ever. I haven't told this to nobody, not my mother, not my father, not my sister, not my son, and I haven't told y'all. So here we go. I I was born in New York, Brooklyn, and my father and mother at a young age, we're loving, but something happened to me at a young age. Uh, there was no time in life where I thought that sex or sexual nature was icky. You know how some girls and guys, as your kids, we go, you got cooties and girls, ooh, that's nasty. Well, I never went through that. I can recall at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I was touched as a kid in a sexual way. I believe I suppressed when it happened with a guy, but I kind of remember when it happened with a girl. And she was older than me, and it stuck with me. Now, growing up as a kid, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you shouldn't know or put like this. All right, I was touching girls. I had one little boy experience where I guess we was feeling on each other and stuff, but I was having instances, occasions with girls where I was humping at 6, 7. I was humping at 6, 7. At 5 and 6 years old, 7 years old, I'm touching body parts. I'm looking at boys' body parts. I'm feeling them. I'm feeling on girls' body parts. I'm humping. I'm in church, 7, 8 years old, and I'm humping. I was 9 years old when I had my first oral sex occasion. I was 9 years old, and a girl came to me and said, she was a friend of mine. And my mother was friends, and she said to me, Amiel, I would like to give you oral sex, and I didn't know what that was. So she didn't say oral sex. She said I wanted to put your pee pee in my mouth or your penis or your dick. We grown on here, but just in case you don't be showing this to your kids or not, but it is what it is. Um, she's like, just don't pee in my mouth, and I'm 9 years old. I don't know, so felt crazy, tickled, felt kind of weird and good in the same thing. But it made me confused. But I love females. I love kissing. I love the hump, and I love the way it made my penis get hard. And I didn't know what it was, but um, it was it was interesting. And I don't want to put other people out there who I did it with, and whether it's friends or family or whatever case may be, but um, it really stuck with me and it hurt me for a very, very long time. As a child, you don't know no better. And I I I felt like I hurt people that were close to me by touching them in private parts and them touching me and rubbing on each other. I was 12 when the same girl was visiting me at a new place we were staying at, and she wanted to have sex with me. And at that time too, I was young and vulnerable, and so I tried, but I didn't know how to put it in. Oh, I got head at 9, and I can't put the penis in it. Well, I know some grown men that can't put penises in a girl vagina correctly sometimes, and so that happened. And we didn't do it because I couldn't put it in. So I ended up just sucking on the titties and stuff. And um, between 12 and 20 was a very, very hard time in my life. When I was younger, my father had left. You know, and then my mom split up, and I watched my hero leave, and that disturbed me for a while. And to add on to that was I had a hard time expressing myself, and so my best friend was kind of my sister. When I would go through certain things with my moms, and my moms really loved my pops, and it really hurt her when he was gone, and you know you got your son there and he's looking like him, and he has some of his character traits, and so it was kind of rough on her, and I guess she kind of took her anger out in certain ways on me, and I didn't understand it. So from 12 to 20 was a very hard time for me. I was trying to figure out myself. I mean, you in the hood, I was in the hood, living in the ghetto, urban city, and I had friends who were losing their virginity at 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, and here I am, 13, and I'm still a virgin, and I gotta explain to guys like, yeah, I got hair on my around my dick, and yeah, I had sex and lying because I'm afraid to be different. I'm afraid to be me, and so you lie, you make up stories, and 14 came around, 15 came around, and at that time we had moved to a different town, and I'm in high school, and I'm hurting. I went from being this small, skinny guy to this chubby guy that everybody wants to talk about, and you fat, and you this and you that. And I had to transform myself. Even in that moment, I had to transform myself as a kid that I had to use my ability to adapt because when I was young, I was good at dancing. I was good at performing. I was good at drawing. I could see a picture and draw it right right in front of me. I had a cousin who was like that too, and he was kind of better than me, but I was good at what I did too. But I had to learn how to be a funny man. I had to learn how to snap back and not be pushed around. You know, shout outs to my man Will. Y'all know him as De Niro, Guns De Niro. But I remember when I was a kid, some kid was bullying me, and he kept bullying me because he wanted to get with my girlfriend. We had this two Spanish girlfriends. Will had one, I had one. Jotty and Suhei. Jotty was my lady, and Suhei was his, and they was the prettiest girls on the block. And one was chocolate, one was vanilla, and he wanted the girl. So he would always pick on me, and Will was like, man, yo, you gotta fight him, man. You gotta fight him. You can't keep running away from him, and I end up fighting him, and I end up beating him up, and he ran to his mom's crying. And I remember that stuck with me because that was the first time that I took my power back. But getting back to as I became a teenager, I was confused. I mean, you think about a kid that knows that he was touched as a kid by a female, figured he was probably touched as a kid by a male, but can't remember that because I guess I suppressed it or whatever because I shouldn't have had those type of feelings as a kid towards either sex because of the fact that I'm a kid. Like I wasn't watching pornos. There was no pornos out in '85 and '86 to the point where you can see them like you can see them today. And for me to have those type of urges or whatever was kind of crazy to me. So at 15 and 16, I was a virgin and I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know if I was meant to be with a girl, meant to be with a guy, because I was confused. I didn't know. Like I had all those things happen to me as a kid. Then you're older and you like, yo, what's gonna happen? Am I gonna be with guys? Am